Kamusta? Mabuhay! Magandang araw and welcome back to MGN ko. Ako po si Ovela. So in my previous video that you guys requested, you asked me to react to the whole movement of Cancel Korea. It's a Filipino movement, hashtag Cancel Korea. So I did, I informed myself, and it was basically the video of someone called Jessica Lee, who is Korean but who also lived in the Philippines. She explained everything that happened, and basically there was this popular Filipino TikToker, you know, called something Porch, okay, and she tattooed a very offensive ancient Korean flag, you know, that represented a lot of pain for Koreans on her arm, okay. So yeah, so she got a lot of hate, you know, from Koreans, obviously. And Koreans, you know, when you start insulting on Twitter, you know, it can take huge proportions, and it did. And they not only insulted the TikToker, the Filipino TikToker, but they started insulting the entire, you know, Philippines. Okay, so the Filipinos retaliated with this whole Cancel Korea thing and started, you know, insulting Koreans. So it's a whole mess, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, if you're interested in that video, you can check it out. And Jessica Lee released another video where she says sorry to Filipinos from Koreans. So she already apologized in that video on behalf of all Koreans, which I don't think is necessary because Jessica Lee didn't do anything, right? So I don't think why she should apologize, you know, on behalf of the entire country. No, there's one person that represents the entire country, and that's their president, right? Like, he should apologize, but Jessica Lee does not represent the entire country, unless you're one of those people who think that you know, every citizen of a country is a representative of the country, you know what I mean? And it's their duty to to basically represent the country, you know, wherever they go. But anyway, let's check out this video. But before we stop, please consider following me on Instagram at musicgamenews. I don't have Twitter because Twitter is very toxic, and this whole thing started on, I guess, TikTok, but then migrated to Twitter, right? My Twitter account has been deleted more than almost a year ago now. But yeah, and I would like to thank my dear patrons for their amazing support on Patreon, where they get to watch all the exclusive reaction videos. All right, without further ado, let's get to it.
Hey guys, it's Jessica here. 2 days ago, I uploaded a video on my channel sharing my thoughts about the trending issue of hashtag Cancel Korea in the Philippines. There were various reactions in the comments. Some were negative, some were very positive, and I would like to thank you guys for your genuine, heartfelt comments. I really appreciate it. So this issue was also featured on Korean media as well, starting from yesterday.
Okay, so this took like a big proportion. Yeah, there you go. The TikToker is called Bella Porch.
So I thought that why not share with you guys how the Korean netizens are reacting to this issue.
And one of the insults from Koreans was that Filipinos are ugly. I mean, the TikToker that insulted Koreans is gorgeous, you know, so come on now.
Just so I can give you a broader perspective, I translated some of the news articles' headlines along with the comments, the top comments that was posted under those articles. So please excuse me reading them on my phone right now.
I am not a professional translator, but I still tried my best to translate the Korean comments as accurately as possible. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Most of the headlines of this issue were quite similar. They mostly quoted the particular comment that you guys might have encountered in various medias, which is this comment. And I'm going to be skipping the content of these articles because it's basically what you guys all know of already. If you're unfamiliar with this issue, please check out my previous video where I gave you a brief summary of this issue. So let's get started with the first.
And by the way, education is not everything, okay? So even a person that's not educated, it doesn't mean that that person is lesser than a person that went to university and got a doctorate and whatever, you know? It's the values that are the most important, you know? How you were educated by your parents, you know?
First headline. Not knowing how the Philippines helped during the Korean War, the rising online clash between Korea and the Philippines. And this quotation would be from one of the Filipino netizens. Going through the comments now, the first one is, "It's only right that you, the hate commenter, apologize. Who are you to disgrace the whole country of Korea?" Korean netizens.
Yeah, but it's vice versa. Like, who are you to disgrace the entire country of the Philippines, you know?
Please don't put up unreasonable posts without thinking. Thirdly, I apologize on behalf of those who are disparaging the Philippines. We are not ungrateful people. Please understand that it's only a very small group of people who express negative emotions. Most Koreans think that Filipinos are our brothers who shed blood for us. I will educate my children and their children to remember how Filipino soldiers in early 20s shed blood by fighting for our country, which was extremely unfamiliar. That is right. I also mentioned this in my previous video, and history should never ever be forgotten. It should always be remembered. It should be honored. An apology is a must. So the apology to Filipinos who got offended. But is there any news about that person with Korean ID? Apparently there are foreign netizens in Korea whose goal is to...
What's netizens? Is this citizen? Just a Korean citizen is a netizen?
Belittle Korea through commenting. Isn't there a need to investigate on this issue as well? Even if foreigners acquire Korean citizenship, they should not be using a Korean ID. For those who are confused on what this comment or where this comment is coming from, I can tell you, previously there have been many incidents where foreigners pretend to be Korean on internet media and belittle Korea, disparage Korea to create conflict and anger and, you know, all sorts of fight. Moving on to the second article, the headline goes, "Cancel Korea, Wrath." A Korean's comment that jolted the Philippines. First comment goes, "They should stay quiet." So they are referring to those rude Korean netizens because Bella has apologized and said she will enlighten others about it too. Why make a fuss? There are so many frustrating people. That is so true. There are so many frustrating people. If we
frustrating and frustrated people
respect them, they will respect us. Moving on to the third article, short and uneducated. A Korean netizen's attack provokes #cancel Korea movement in the Philippines. The netizens who make such comments should apologize. I'm sorry to...
There you go. But I don't know why they say netizens, but basically the people who make such comments should apologize, you know, not the people who didn't do anything and apologize on behalf of those who did something.
The Filipino people. There are crackpots in Korea too.
Yeah.
Thanks to Bella for apologizing and thank you for loving Korean culture. So thank you to those Filipinos who love Korean culture.
And I'm pretty sure, you know, that's the stupid thing. And I'm pretty sure that this Bella girl that put the tattoo on her arm is a fan of Korea. And I'm pretty sure that her first goal was to put that tattoo because she actually likes Korea. You know, I guess she wasn't educated enough to know that it was a sign of pain, you know, for Koreans. But I'm pretty sure that her first goal was to put it there because she loves Koreans.
Again, to those who got hurt from such a rude comment, I'm sorry.
But then again, I'm just assuming, huh?
Is there a need to turn this into a big deal internationally just because of a short English comment? Quickly delete that, a hate comment, instead of mocking Korea on an international scale.
There you go. That's what I said in my first video. That's what you need to do. Either delete a Twitter account or delete the bad comments and block them. You know, that's what I did on my YouTube channel. Now, it's so much more, it's like a happy place in the comment section of my videos generally.
So as you can see, there are also various reactions on Korean media, But the most common and general reaction is that they feel truly sorry. And they are very embarrassed. Next headline goes,
it's weird. It sounds like she also lived in Canada because the way she says sorry is like Canadians. Canadians say sorry and not sorry. Sorry, you know, Americans say sorry, but Canadians say sorry.
Those pitiful country with short and uneducated people. Koreans' comment provokes the Philippines. First one, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
In any country, there are always some people who embarrass our country through rude words and actions. Who is that? You must apologize. You should always try to put yourself in the other's shoe. Plus, that TikToker, Bella, even stated that she would remove the tattoo.
Also, if that comment specifically triggered the Filipinos, it must come from some place, you know, like if Filipinos didn't think that they were short and uneducated, then, you know, they could have just brushed off that comment, you know? It's your reaction that validates the words, you know?
Yeah. This was something that I was very touched about as well. The problem is with a few people who lack knowledge. The Philippines is not a small country. We owe them lives and blood of the soldiers who sacrificed during the Korean War, and he or she, the hate commenter, seems to be reacting to it without being conscious of the truth or the reality. Racial and national origin-based discrimination is like cutting off your nose to spite your own face. That is right. It all goes back on you. Next, is there a need to make one person's comment go viral? The Philippines dispatched troops to Korea during the Korean War. We are grateful. If she, Bella, has acknowledged her action, you all hate commenters should stop. Moving on to the last article that I prepared for this video, the headline goes, Why the Cancel Korea movement is happening in the Philippines. The attitude and words of denigrating the citizens of other country must be cancelled. If you want to be respected, respect others too. I know that the Philippines is a country that dispatched 5th most soldiers among the 16 countries that participated in the Korean War. Just because Korea has a slightly more advanced economy does not mean those thoughtless trash, so that person is referring to the hate commenters, can make such disgraceful assertions. I am ashamed beyond measure. Last comment we're looking at goes, don't forget, the Philippines is a country of great help when we were super poor. When I encountered this cancel Korea issue on Korean media, I was honestly very afraid to look at the comment section if people were, you know, fighting and throwing very harsh words to each other again, and you know how it really just becomes a fight. But I was really thankful and relieved how many people showed such positive and matured reaction and response. Of course, I cannot mitigate the scars and pain that you received from this incident, but I still hope that we all learned something. We all learned a lesson from this issue altogether for both Korea and the Philippines, and I hope to continue to make positive connection with each other. For those who don't know me, I've lived in the Philippines for about a total of 9 years.
Wow,
I studied there,
that's a long
I graduated my high school there, I have lots of memories there, and I wouldn't be the me of now without the Philippines. The Philippines is really the part of my identity and my personality. And at the same time, I also come from a Korean background. So I have a deep affection for both countries, and I really hope that we are healed eventually and spread love and be in peace.
Yeah.
All love here, guys. All love.
Absolutely.
Alright guys, so that was it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
So yeah, what did we learn? We learned that before you tattoo yourself, understand the meaning of the damn tattoo. You know what I mean? So I guess it all boils down to education in the end, you know, like, yeah, educate yourself a little bit before, you know, taking action, you know. And also just stay away from social media when you feel hateful, you know. I know it feels good to be anonymous and leave like a bad comment or whatever, but don't do it. It's not necessary. It's better to go outside and even like break something, you know. It feels good to break stuff, so it releases all those endorphins or whatever. Or play video games, you know. Video games help, you know. They help me, you know, when I feel a little bit stressed and a little bit of anger. I just put it in video games, you know. But yeah, please Koreans respect Filipinos, and please Filipinos respect Koreans. You both are beautiful, nice people, okay? Hate is awful, love is much better, okay? Anyway, yeah, so it's nice of her. It's really nice of her to do this, because yeah, she is a person that, like she said, has affection for both countries, because she lived in the Philippines for a long time. 9 years is a very long time, and she has a Korean background, so she can basically see both perspectives, and her videos kind of bring people together, in my opinion, and she did it very well. So kudos to you, Jessica Lee. This was very nice. All right, so let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this, respectfully, of course, because otherwise you will be blocked and deleted. There you go. It's as simple as that. But yeah, thank you so much. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video as usual. Peace. Thank you for watching. Subscribe here, and please like the video to show your support and appreciation for my work, and turn on the notification bell to be poked for future content. Yeah.